Aloha y'all and welcome back to PetesTreasures. My name is Matt and today for you I have a packing tutorial that you're gonna love. We are gonna be taking your ordinary pool noodles and we're gonna be turning them into a packing material that's guaranteed to keep your items safe. So you're probably thinking, how is a pool noodle, a kid's toy, going to keep my items safe from breaking in transit? Well, that's why you're here and that's what I'm gonna show you today. First, you're gonna need to get your regular old pool noodle from, you can get them at the dollar store, you can get them at Walmart. They float, they're good and fun. Everybody knows what these are. These usually range in price from like $1 to like $1.75 depending on where you're gonna get them. Here's a fun tip though. If you get them in the off season, they're usually on clearance. They usually have a whole bunch and you can get them anywhere between like 70 cents to like 90 cents. So keep your eyes peeled in about September, October when pool season's over and they're coming out. But something a lot of people don't know is dollar stores will oftentimes carry pool noodles during Christmas time. So basically every 6 months I can restock, which is perfect because it helps me with storage space. I don't have to get a whole year's worth of supplies in September, so very cool. So pool noodles are not only amazing packing materials, but they're very versatile. So I'm gonna show you a couple different ways that I use them in packing different size items, different shaped items, and how I keep them the safest they can be in boxes. So here we go, let's start with the first one. All right, the very first thing I'm gonna wrap for you today is a porcelain tile trivet. It's got a cute little pig on it. Super fragile though. These guys are going to bounce around in the box and be really easily broken. So you want to keep it super protected. So what I'm going to do first is wrap this up like I normally do with tissue paper first and then some bubble wrap. So let me do that real quick. I'm going to fast forward just like that. I got her wrapped up through the magic of television. All right, so my little piggy is wrapped up all nice and tight in her bubble wrap and her tissue paper lining. And now all I'm going to do is take my pre-cut, I already cut these into some like smaller shapes just so they're a little bit more manageable. Pre-cut foam, and I'm going to measure lengthwise left and right how long she is, and just kind of take a mental note of where it's at. And what's so cool about these, they cut with scissors. Super, super easy. So I'm going to take my scissors and right on that line, I'm just going to cut through. You ready? This is so satisfying because it pops. I love that. It's almost like ASMR. So I'm actually gonna do this twice because I'm gonna do it on the front and back. So I'm gonna cut this up just to be the right size. Oh, so satisfying. I love it. All right, so now I've got two pieces, right? The length of my little piggy tile. What I'm gonna do now, I could stick these in the box on the top and the bottom and it would protect it, but we want super protection. So I'm gonna take my box cutter knife and I'm going to cut this little guy in half. So I'm gonna go one lengthways. Always cut away from yourself because safety third. Safety first, just kidding. And straight down, boom. Two pieces, yay. Same thing other side. Ta-da! So now I've got four pieces. Yay. Oh. All right, now's the easy part. I'm just gonna lay two of these round side down, take my tile, put it on top. I'm gonna take the other two round side up and place them the other direction on top of this tile. So now I've got a little crosshatch pattern. Can you see that? I've got the top two facing this way and the bottom two facing that way. Boom, that's all I need. I'm gonna try to put them as close to the edge as I can because what that's gonna do also is give a little bit of edge bumper protection. And now all we have to do is grab a little bit of our tape from our tape gun and tape these guys down. I take a regular piece of tape and I split it down the middle because we don't wanna waste tape, right? Saves you on packing supplies. All right, so what I did, I just put a little bit of tape on the inside and on the outside to kind of secure this guy. And now here she is. Our little piggy has bumpers on each side of her. She's all safe, ready to go. She can take any kind of impact while she's in the box, and nothing's gonna break her. To make this a little bit more secure, usually what I'll do is I'll take some of my packing paper and just give her like one little wrap over to kind of, you know, keep everything nice and snug. Then I set it in my box and put, if I need any more, a little bit of packing paper around it, and she's good to go. So, bye piggy, don't break. See you later. All right, so that was the easy one, right? Next, we're gonna do something a little more complex. I've got this beautiful seashell, really pretty, but also really, really fragile. So, just like everything I did before, I'm gonna wrap her up in some tissue paper first, and then a couple of layers of bubble wrap, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with the foam. All right, so magic of television. Just like that, she's all wrapped up. All right, so like the one before, I'm gonna use half pieces, long ways. But with this guy, you know, she's got the three corners that I really want to protect from bouncing around in there. So I went ahead and pre-cut these. I've got the little halves, and I've got 3 of them. And I'm gonna use them on all 3 of her little pressure point corners. Turn it into like a little tent action going on. Next thing I'm gonna do, I need to protect the top and the bottom of her. Just in case, you know, there's up-down motion in there. She's got a really, really fragile top, and she's got a really, really fragile bottom. So I'm gonna use my donut shapes. I just took a regular piece, cut it in half, made about a ½ inch size donut out of these. Cool? All right, so I'm gonna use these for the top and the bottom. So let me fast forward really quick while I tape, and I'll talk more in a second. Just like that, all done. Super fast and super easy. A little circle on the top and a circle on the bottom. This is gonna add even more shock absorption on the bottom of the box that I'm gonna put it in. So all the pressure is gonna have to go through the foam first before it even gets to the bubble wrap. So you're adding a whole lot of protection with not a lot of weight right there. So there she is, our little rocket ship seashell. And like I said before, I'll normally wrap this in paper just to keep it even more secure and keep that foam from maybe coming untaped or jostling around a little bit. So I'll wrap it in paper, and then I will put her in my box. I'm using an 8x8x8 eBay box. Just like that. Now I'll take some packing paper and crinkle it up into a circle, wrap it around there to keep it from jostling, all that good stuff. But what I'm doing is I'm saving a lot of packing paper by using this foam. Packing paper is fantastic and it's pretty inexpensive, but it weighs a lot. If you're using the good stuff, you're using that newspaper grade thickness, a full sheet of that ends up being pretty heavy when you start adding 3, 4, 5 in there to be void filler. This guy, it looks big, but it's a lot lighter than your packing paper. So one big pool noodle is gonna weigh a whole lot less than 3 or 4 pieces of packing paper stuffed in there. So you're using this also as void fill, and you're using a lot less paper. So there you go. You can also, with your little scrappy scraps, you're gonna have some pieces that, oh, that wasn't the right size, or oh, I didn't cut that right. Keep those in a little dish to the side, and those are like free packing peanuts. You can toss those in, help, you know, stabilize things in there, and you're good to go. She's ready to go. Bye, seashell. All right, next item. We've got a beautiful Worcesterbuck floral plate. Very fragile, but also very pretty. Look at that, she's so pretty. So I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna wrap her up and I'm gonna show you another way that we can keep this guy safe. Boom, all wrapped up. Here she is, safe and sound. All right, so now with a plate, we're really wanting to focus on is the rim. This is an item that the rim is gonna be the most likely to break. The bottom is a lot thicker, so it's got a little bit more durability to it. Not a lot, but a little bit more. And the top, you've got this dip in the center, so you're not getting a whole lot of pressure right there. So this is gonna be your main pressure point area, that circle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little donuts, like I made before, my little circle donuts, and you can have these pre-cut off to the side, just waiting for you to use them, because you can use them as a circle, or you can do like I like to do, and cut them right down the middle, and turn them into a Pac-Man, little Pac-Man shape. So we're gonna do 4 of these. Here we go, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 little Pac-Mans. I'm gonna open them up, and I'm gonna set them on all 4 corners of the rim. Just like this. See that? All 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ta-da! And that is gonna be your border protection all around the rim. And see, already I've got overlap on the bottom and overlap on the top. I'm dropping this on a glass table right now, and she's just bouncing. You're not getting any clinks. But just to be on the safe side, I know the bottom is protruding just a little bit, so it could get some impact down there. So what I'm gonna do is take another one of my little donuts. I've got them in every color. Seriously guys, these come in a ton of colors. Get as many colors as you can because it makes it fun for you. I like to do my reds in donut shapes, my blues in longer shapes, and I have some green ones that I do in a different shape. It just keeps it organized for you, but it also keeps it fun. So I've got my donut, but with this guy, I'm gonna cut it in 2 places to turn it into C shapes. Little C's. And with these, I'm gonna just place them along the bottom of the plate, just like that, to add another extra layer of impact protection. Let me get some tape. Tape these guys down. And really, every item is gonna be a little different. That's why I like to have a bunch of different options. And you're gonna have to look at your item once it is wrapped in bubble wrap and see where the pressure points are. Where is it gonna touch the box? Where could it possibly, bounce against things if your FedEx driver isn't as gentle as you'd like? So just like that, she is done. Now I'm dropping her on the table. She is safe and sound and not breaking. And again, I'll wrap this in paper just to make sure that the foam stays on it nice and tight, safe and sound. All right, so there's one other kind of item that I like to use pool noodles with, and this isn't actually a breakable item per se. So I'm gonna pull this guy out. This is a metal sign that we have in our store. It's really cool. It's like a Southwest bear design with some cutouts in the middle. But this is hard metal. This isn't gonna break in a box. You're not gonna need to worry about this shattering or anything like that. But what you will need to worry about is this breaking its box. Breaking its box and coming through and then hurting itself on the outside. So it's not always about protecting the item, sometimes it's about protecting itself. Sometimes you have to protect yourself from yourself. Yeah, we'll go with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pool noodle, get it the size I need it up and down wise, and I'm gonna take my box cutter, and I am gonna cut just right down the middle of one side. So now I'm making a little tube with a slit down the middle. Now, some of you might recognize this shape or this doodad looking thing as pipe insulation. And yes, it's true, you can get this stuff at like Lowe's or Home Depot, especially in the off season if you don't have pool noodles available for you. And it's actually a little bit heavier duty of a foam because it's made for insulation and it's not just made as a kid's toy. But because of that, you're gonna pay a little bit more. It's a little bit more expensive, where a pool noodle will be about $1 for 5 feet. Pipe insulation is gonna be between like $2.50 and $3.50 for the same length, which isn't a whole lot, but if you're using it a lot, it starts adding up. So if you're in a pinch, can't find any pool noodles, run down to Lowe's, grab a little bit of pipe insulation, to get you through until the next season of Pool Noodles comes out. So like I said, about every 6 months, your dollar store or Walmart will have them, so you're good to go. All right, back to it. So now that I've got it split in half, I'm just gonna take my item and use this guy right down the middle, and I just created a bumper. Literally turned it into a bumper car. And I'll do the same down here, especially on this little pointy nose guy. I might actually take a circle donut, put that around there, and then do the same thing I was talking about, up and down, just to add even more protection. It's really up to you, and it's really up to the item. No item is gonna get the same treatment. So like with everything, you're gonna wrap it in tissue paper, you're gonna wrap it in bubble wrap, but with the foam, it's all about the size, the shape, the weight, where the item is gonna be bouncing around in the box. It's up to you, and it's up to the item. So there we go. Ta-da! And I'll put some on the bottom, and that's gonna protect it from breaking through the box. So there you have it, packing with Pool Noodles. Lots and lots of different options for you. Get creative, use your imagination, listen to the item, and look at your box. Figure out what's best for you. Hope that was helpful. I hope you learned something. I got started with Pool Noodles about a year ago when Aaron and I were on a show called Thrifty Business, and I asked our friend Jason T. Smith, what is the best way to ship snow globes? Because we just sent one and it broke, and we had to do a refund, and it was really sad because it was a really pretty snow globe. And he said Pool Noodles. And so I took that advice and I got some Pool Noodles, and literally it has been the year of the Pool Noodle. I have found so many fun, creative ways to pack things with these, and I challenge you to. Get some, be creative, think outside the box, listen to your item and see what it needs. And these are so much lighter than packing paper. It will ultimately save you money in the end and keep your items safer. We've been getting so many positive feedbacks this year based on our packing. And a lot of it is because of these guys. So have fun with it, enjoy yourself. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that like button if you haven't already, because that really helps us out. We are trying to get to 1 billion subscribers, and Aaron has told me that this video needs to get at least 7,000 likes. So that's from the big boss. That's what I gotta tell you to do. So go ahead and hit those buttons for me. That would be so amazing. And as always, keep looking for treasure, because you'll never find it if you don't look. Bye. I got started with Pool Noodles about a year ago when we were on a show called Thrifty Business. I got started with Pool Noodles. Thank you so much as always for watching. Don't say that. That's dingo. That is not, that's dingo. I can't say dingo's lines.